Scott Brothers Entertainment makes the popular TV show Property Brothers, which stars twin brothers Drew and Jonathan Scott. The show made the twins famous in the world of home renovation. They are so good at what they do that their books have become bestsellers, and they also have a furniture line. Fans all over the world have enjoyed the 7 seasons of the show because of how great the hosts are. Imagine how shocked everyone was when Drew Scott said he was. There are a lot of rumors going around that Drew Scott is leaving the show and quitting real estate altogether. Some people think there's a lot of trouble between the brothers or that Drew is closing down the property business. Let's look at what really happened to Drew Scott from the Property Brothers. Drew and Jonathan Scott were born on April 28, 1978 in Vancouver. James Daniel is 2 years older than Drew, and Jonathan is just 4 minutes older than him. His parents, Jim and Joanne Scott, were surprised because they thought they were only going to have one child. Jim came from Scotland as a teenager, dreaming of becoming a cowboy like the ones he saw on TV. He worked in movies as an actor, stuntman, and assistant director until the late 1970s, when he decided to focus on raising his family. He and his wife moved to a horse farm in Maple Ridge, while Joanne kept working as a paralegal in downtown Vancouver. When the twins were 7, their dad told them they should get jobs, so they started. They started their first business by making nylon-covered hangers and selling them door to door until they got a big order from a woman selling American goods in Japan. The business ended up making $155,000, which was great for the kids and their proud parents. In addition to being good at business, James often fixed up their properties and would pay the boys to build and fix fences, decks, and barns. When they were kids, the twins would often rearrange the furniture in their house. Drew did really well coaching sports and playing on the basketball, volleyball, and basketball BB teams at Thomas Haney Secondary School. After they finished school, the family moved to Alberta right as the twins were leaving for college in Calgary. Before they became famous for home renovation, the boys had some interesting jobs. Drew worked as a clown, and both brothers were busboys at Red Robin when they were teenagers. To make money, they also did things like work as a flight attendant and a personal assistant. They worked as a trainer, ran a bikini store, designed websites, and even as mall cops, but they always wanted to work in entertainment. Even though these jobs don't seem related to real estate and construction, they probably taught them some useful skills. When Drew and Jonathan started college at the University of Calgary, they didn't want to live in dorm rooms, so they bought their first house in 1996. Later, they bought another house that needed a lot of work because the previous owner liked stucco. According to their book, It Takes Two, they bought the second house for only $200,000 with a $1,250 down payment and then sold it for $250,000, making a nice profit. They wrote that there was always a high demand for student housing, so they knew they could make money. At first, the brothers didn't plan to get into real estate. They only did it to support Drew's acting dreams and Jonathan's interest in magic. Jonathan really wanted to be a magician. In school, he studied construction and design and later got licensed as a contractor. While his brothers took care of bigger repairs, Drew mostly put up siding and laid tile. In 2002, the twins and their older brother started the Davidian Production Group, an independent film company. Drew also did acting, directing, and producing on the side. Drew had given up on his dream of playing professional basketball because of injuries, but in 2003, a college in Alberta recruited him anyway. Drew had some bad experiences with realtors, so he decided to get his license in 2004 and focus on real estate transactions. That same year, the twins started Scott Real Estate Inc. with the goal of giving clients everything they needed for buying, selling, renovating, and staging properties, as well as design advice and open house staging. Even though Drew was doing well as a realtor, he felt more and more like he was going backwards. Real estate was taking over his true love of acting, which made him sad, so in January 2006, he moved in with his best friend in Vancouver, Pedro, and gave himself a year to really go after his dream. Jonathan stayed in Calgary to run the business in Vancouver. Drew started taking acting and voice classes, making connections with important people in the business, and working on movie sets. He kept track of everything with a color-coded spreadsheet, but by the end of the year, he was over $100,000 in debt. He realized that his acting career wasn't going as well as he had hoped, so he emailed his twin and asked for the marketing template for Scott Real Estate. Soon after, he got his real estate license in Vancouver and opened a branch of Scott Real Estate there. In 2008, Jonathan moved to Las Vegas with his wife and started buying and fixing up homes to rent out. As Scott Real Estate grew, it opened offices in Vancouver, Calgary, and Las Vegas, and hired a lot of people. Drew started pitching TV show ideas that had to do with real estate, but they were turned down. Most of the job offers he got were for hosting jobs, usually with Jonathan. Eventually, Clicks offered him a hosting spot on a show based on American Idol called Realtor Idol. The show didn't happen, but the producers wanted Drew for another show called My Dream Home. At first, they wanted to pair him with the female co-host, but when they found out he had a brother who worked in real estate too, they decided to make a show about both of them, which led to the pilot for Property Brothers. HGTV picked up the show, and finally in 2009, he was asked to be a judge on. Before Property Brothers, the brothers had been in the real estate business for 15 years. In 2010, Scott moved to Las Vegas to live with his brothers and bought a condo on the Strip, which is a busy area just south of Las Vegas. Then, in 2011, he and Jonathan bought a house together and fixed it up. This became the subject of their fourth TV show, Property Brothers at Home, which was the most popular HGTV premiere in years. Property Brothers first aired on the W Network on January 4, 2011, but later the channel switched its focus to. Since the 2017-18 season, the show has been on HGTV Canada, HGTV in the US, and many other countries outside of the Americas in some markets. It's dubbed in Portuguese and Spanish, and both brothers' voices are provided by the same actor. After the success of Property Brothers at Home, Scott Brothers Entertainment created a spin-off series called Property Brothers at Home on the Ranch. In this show, the brothers went back to their hometown in Alberta, Canada, to fix up a Rocky Mountain home. As part of the show, Drew and Jonathan wrote and recorded 2 country singles, Hold On and Let the Night Shine, which were first shown in the 3rd and 4th episodes. The songs were co-written by Nashville songwriters Victoria Shaw and Chad Carlson and were released on a number of music platforms. On December 22, 2013, Great American Country invited the brothers to host their End of the Top 50 Country Countdown. In 2014, they co-hosted the Rose Parade with Nancy O'Dell. They were co-hosts with Josh Temple again in the 16th season of Hell's Kitchen. The twins were also Chef's Table guests, with Drew sitting with Melissa Rivers in the Blue Kitchen and Jonathan with Ashley Green in the Red Kitchen in 2015. They put together a cruise called Sailing with the Scotts with a theme of the Scott brothers, and another one is planned for December 2018. They also started selling outdoor furniture on QVC in 2015 under the name Scott Living, which brought in over $100 million by the end of 2016. They decorated a house for the. Drew and Jonathan were also guest hosts on the Grand Ole Opry on March 29, 2016. They grew their business by adding Dream Homes, which offers customized architecture and home elements for homeowners with big budgets. In 2017, all of their brands were brought together under Scott Brothers Global. They also wrote their first book, Dream Home, The Property Brothers' Ultimate Guide to Finding and Fixing Your Perfect House, which came out on April 4, 2016 and became a bestseller. Their second book, a memoir called It Takes Two, Our Story, came out in September 2017. They also co-wrote a children's book called Build Older Brothers Big Plans, which will be published by HarperCollins on October 2, 2018. The book includes a building project for kids to do with an adult. Drew met his wife Linda Fan at a Toronto Fashion Week event in 2010, and from 2014 on, they lived together in Drew's Las Vegas home, even though they were only dating. Stayed there a couple of times a year. Linda travels with Drew as the creative director of Scott Brothers Entertainment, where she is in charge of their digital content products and marketing. Drew has called them both workaholics and says that leaving their home office is the first step to a great date. They got engaged on December 13, 2016 and had a destination wedding in Italy on May 12, 2018. A fan series called Property followed Drew and his fiancée Linda as they renovated their Los Angeles home over the course of 12 weeks. Jonathan and JD also helped with the project. The series premiered on HGTV on November 22, 2017, along with the show. The couple also made a web series with Linda called Wedding Crafts, which included DIY wedding-themed crafts like party menus, cocktails, invitations, centerpieces, and favors. This 11-part series was posted on HGTV's Facebook and Instagram pages. Drew and Linda were on the cover of People magazine the same week as the show's premiere, making it Drew's best-known appearance in the magazine. According to HGTV, the most popular home renovation show of 2019 was Property Brothers at Home, which starred Drew as a real estate agent and Jonathan as a builder. The show's success led to many other shows being based on it, such as Buying and Selling Brother vs. Brother and Property Brothers Forever Homes. Scott and his brothers started Scott Brothers Entertainment, which makes TV shows, movies, and online content. They also created the home decor brand Scott Living and its branch Dream Homes. Drew is known for being good at buying and fixing up houses, so it's not a surprise that he lives in a nice house with his wife Linda near downtown Los Angeles. The HGTV star and his partner bought the Tudor-style house for $2,300,000 a few months before they got married in May 2018. The 449T home needed a lot of work, though, so they bought it with the intention of renovating and making it their own, even though Drew and Linda Fan are notoriously private about their family. They have never shared a picture of their son Parker on social media, but they are very closed off. For example, they were open about how hard it was for them to have children. They told fans that one of them had Graves' disease, which made it hard for her to get pregnant. Drew said in 2022, "I think for us, the whole thing was we were so lost. We were trying for years. We wanted to have kids for years, and with no success. It was a lack of education, not having the right support, not having the right professionals around us. Luckily, they were able to fix their fertility problems and recently welcomed their second child. There was a false report of Drew's death, but it has since been proven to be false. Right now, Drew is doing well, despite false rumors spreading on social media." While his older brother, J.D. Scott, had health problems in 2019, there have been no reports of Drew being sick or having any health problems. He's still working and appearing on TV shows with his brother, Jonathan Scott. Fans have been reassured that Drew's health is fine. The older brother has had health problems in the past. A couple from Las Vegas sued the company behind HGTV's Property Brothers after a televised renovation allegedly left their home full of serious flaws and disgusting health hazards. Paul and Mindy King got married in 2018 and paid $200,000 for the show, hosted by Canadian reality TV stars Jonathan and Drew Scott, to remodel their dream home. However, the Kings said the makeover left them with a moldy dishwasher that was deemed a biohazard by inspectors, that sewage was leaking into their cabinets and the sink had collapsed. Mindy King told cast that their Las Vegas home has serious problems that you can't see. "Our house looks nice when you walk in because they made it look good for TV," she said, "but it's the things you can't see that are really dangerous. Sludge and sewage were leaking out, damaging the cabinets." Mindy also said that they put a sink on their kitchen island, but it fell apart because the builders used the wrong size pipe and gas line, Paul explained. "We can't sell a house that's not up to code and has all these problems. If we could, we'd lose a lot of money." Mindy also said, "We didn't have a honeymoon. I didn't even get a wedding band. We used our savings because we trusted Jonathan and Drew. Jonathan and Drew, where are you? Why aren't you helping us?" They said the Property Brothers ignored their problems. Mindy King told cast that their production company Click made them millions of dollars and let them live a luxurious life because people like us trusted them. She said, "They made you afraid, and I wasn't going to let that happen to us or anyone else." In their lawsuit, which was filed in Clark County District Court, the Kings accused the production company Click and several contractors who worked on their home renovation of leaving it in a worse state than when they found it. The lawsuit, which was filed in January 2021, said that Click wasn't licensed to do the renovations in Nevada and that they hired inexperienced contractors. It didn't name the Property Brothers as defendants, but they could still be added to the lawsuit because, according to their contract with Click, they were owed $55,000 per day for problems that weren't fixed after the completion date of May 2019, which could mean a $9 million payout. The Property Brothers are no longer working with Click. Even though the episode about the King's home aired earlier this year, Drew and Jonathan Scott are going to court in October 2024 for their intellectual property. At HGTV, they launched 2 new shows, Backed by the Bros, which is owned by Discovery, and Don't Hate Your House with the Property Brothers. Additionally, HGTV renewed their hit show Celebrity IOU for a 4th season. Drew and Jonathan Scott are known for their silly and playful sense of humor, and they often make fun of each other. Although Jonathan dresses more casually for work as a contractor, Drew, on the other hand, always wears suits. This has worked out perfectly for the brothers as they have made each other look great. However, fake rumors of a fight started spreading on social media, with people thinking that Drew was leaving Property Brothers to start a cosmetics line with his wife Linda Phan. The brothers have denied these claims, saying that someone is just trying to hurt their reputation, to spread rumors. What's not a rumor, though, is that the Scott brothers have made a huge impact on the business. With their creative skills and lively TV presence, they will stay fans' favorites for a long time.